Welcome to the Traditional Way podcast. I'm Brett Shumway. I want to start by saying thank you to all the viewers who have supported this show, as this show marks 1 year of me being on the Martial Arts Center Network and doing the Traditional Way podcast. So I also want to take time to acknowledge the Martial Arts Center Network, thanking them for their trust in me and allowing me to report on the WKF and the traditional side of sport karate, which I have a huge passion for. So continue to support our network by liking, sharing, commenting on our shows. Be sure to follow the Martial Arts Center Network on all of our pages as well. On this episode, I will break down the results from the Pan American Youth Continental Championships that took place in Sao Paulo, Brazil on August 26th through September 1st, where I'll start by congratulating the U.S. team for their performances there. America brought home a total of 41 medals, which was 4 more than the home country of Brazil. They ended up with 12 golds, 11 silvers, and 18 bronzes, which I gotta say is a huge testament of how the USA National Karate Federation is building and the team from the ground up and pushing talent from the youth level all the way up to the veterans divisions. I think the new group of coaches that they have brought in the past 2 years and their support staff is moving in the right direction, and I hope they continue to produce teams that are ready to compete internationally from the U14 divisions up. It's a great start to making the US a powerhouse within the WKF. With that, let's get started taking a look at who brought home those continental titles. We start in the minus 47 kilogram division, where Isabella Sanchez takes home her first continental title of the event with a 2-0 victory in the final matchup. Alexa Mancana takes home her first title in the minus 54 kilogram division with a 3-0 victory in the final over American Angelina Adrevsky. Antonia Morales improves from last year's bronze medal to top the minus 61 kilogram division and claim her first PKF title with a narrow 1-point victory in the gold medal match. No surprises in the over 61 kilogram division, as world number 1 Mariana Guerrero repeats with a gold in this division with a 10-3 victory in the final. It is a note that she has only one event since moving into the cadets where she didn't medal, bringing her to the podium 7 out of her last 8 events thus far. The boys start out with Marco Chavez winning his first gold medal in the cadets with a 2-0 victory in the final matchup with the minus 52 kilogram division. The minus 57 kilogram division found Brazilian Pedro Christian Kuroda topping the division for his first PKF title with a 6-2 win in the final match. Jorge Ortiz tops the minus 63 kilogram division for his first gold medal in the cadets, winning the final 8-3. Tight matchup in the minus 70 kilogram division, where Nicolas Bonilla wins by senchu over American Logan Mendoza in the final match. This is Nicolas's first gold medal in the cadet division. And rounding out the cadet kumite, Venezuela's Jorge Colmenares edges out his opponent in the final for the title by 1 point. In female kata, Isabella Sanchez would find the top of the podium for the second time, as the Shidoru stylist would win the final matchup by 1.2 points. She would have some close matches on the way to the final, as she won her second and third rounds by only 0.3 points, but she took over when she got to the final, cruising to her second title of this championships. In a closer matchup in the male division, Gustavo Libaro would win his first PKF title and a victory over Quentin Damien of Canada by 0.2 points. Unlike the female division, this was the only match that would test Gustavo, as he won all of his other matches by 1 full point. Additionally, this is the second kata gold in as many events as he starts to make his name for himself within this division. We start in the minus 48 kilogram division, as Maria Coelho wins her first PKF title with a 2-1 victory in the final match. Tight matchup in the minus 53 kilogram division, where Lavina Costa of Brazil tops American Meliane Altuve by senchu to secure her first PKF title. Hemily Maria improves form from last year's bronze to top the minus 59 kilogram division, where she won the final 2-0. In the minus 66 kilogram division, Giamaro Flores steps up into the junior divisions to win for the first time in this age category, taking the final 6-2. This is Giamaro's third consecutive PKF title. American Olivia Borowski would secure her first medal in the WKF, as she wins a close matchup in the over 66 kilogram final by senchu over Costa Rica's Amanda Moreno. The boys would start out with world number 3 Daniel Romero repeating as champion, where he won the minus 55 kilogram final matchup 5-0. In the minus 61 kilogram division, Jared Chuchuka turns last year's silver into gold, as he wins the final matchup with the 8-point spread in a 10-2 onslaught. Canadian Unessi Tali takes home his first PKF title, winning the final of the minus 68 kilogram division 5-3. The final of the minus 76 kilogram division was a close fight where Kyle Ferreira would edge out American Landon Wood 3-2 and secure his first medal within the WKF. And in the over 76 kilogram division, Michael Molinaro would back up his silver from last year with a win in the division, winning the final due to DQ from penalties by his opponent. The female kata divisions found last year's silver medalist Diana Olagino take the top spot this year, where she had her toughest matchup in the second round, where she would edge that out by 0.2 points. That was the closest anyone came to beating her in the division, and she took the final matchup by 0.9 points. In the male kata divisions, we find Matthew Gurisha, whom you might remember from my crossover athletes episode last month, would go on to secure his second PKF title, winning the final matchup over American Mateo Naku by 0.8 points. This win was enough to push Matthew into the top 5. He's actually ranked number 4 in the world right now after this event. And because he's a friend of the show, and he will probably see this, I gotta say, Matthew, it's about time you updated your profile pic. The one of you as a young kid was well past due. But with all jokes aside, congrats on the win, great accomplishment, and good job on moving up in the rankings prior to Venice. In the minus 50 kilogram division, we find top-ranked veteran fighter take advantage of her age and transition back into the U21 division, as Sofia Balcazar, who is ranked number 8 as a veteran, secures her second consecutive PKF title in this division, as she wins the final 3-2. Last year's cadet silver medalist Saul Sandoval wins her first PKF title and gold medal in the WKF, as she defeats Canadian Maria Oyaya in the minus 55 kilogram division, final 14-4. In the minus 61 kilogram division, Natalia Ferreira repeats as champion in this division, winning the final matchup 4-0. Amy Lopez would win the final in the minus 68 kilogram division 1-0. Amy has been active in the WKF since the cadets, and she would finally secure her first gold medal with this win. In the over 68 kilogram division, Lily Rose Nolette repeats as PKF champion, as she would win the final matchup by decision. This is Lily's third gold in a row, as she is starting to put together a good run in this age category. In the minus 60 kilogram division, Steve Calderon would shock everyone, as he would beat the world number 1 10-4 in the second round. He would then cruise into the finals, where he would secure his first WKF medal with a 6-5 victory. Last year's junior champion, Evangelos Akte, would step up in the U21 division and win the final of the minus 67 kilogram division by Senshu. In the minus 75 kilogram division, Kuan Ribeiro would repeat as PKF champion, as he beats American Salil Kasturi in the final 4-1. Santiago Sosku would improve on last year's silver, as he dominated the final in the minus 84 kilogram division 10-3. And in the over 84 kilogram division, Edard Sajlian would secure his third consecutive PKF title, as he would take the final match 5-1 to secure the victory. In the female kata division, last year's junior champion Daniela Garcia would step up into the U21 division and dominate this division. The closest anyone came to defeating her was losing by 0.7 points in the third round. She would go on to win the final by 0.9 points. In the men's kata division, the Shiduru styling of Humberto de Castro would be too much for anyone to handle, as he would take the division and his first ever medal within the WKF. He won the final matchup by 0.9 points. The PKF championships also offered team divisions. In the combined cadet junior team kata, it was Brazil over the United States in the female division by 0.6 points. However, the boys returned the favor, as the US beat Brazil by 1.2 points. In the U21 age categories, the female team kata found Mexico beating Brazil by 1.4 points, and the men's team kata saw the reverse, as Brazil won over Mexico by 0.2 points. In Team Kumite, which is only offered in the U21 age category, it was Canada over Argentina 2-0 for the women, and for the men it was the US team that beat Venezuela 2-0 for the gold. I also want to take the time to acknowledge what Isabella Sanchez has been doing recently within the WKF, and it needs to be talked about. Not only is she doing both kata and kumite, she is winning at both. Now, to most of my viewers who compete on the open circuits, this is not a big deal, because it happens all the time on those circuits. However, it doesn't happen in the WKF often, or at all, to be honest. There are very few competitors that actually do both, and even less of them that has success in both. Since becoming a cadet, remember, she's only 14, so she just moved into this category. She has won both at nationals, went to Mexico for the Youth League, where she took a silver in kata, losing to the world number 2, and a bronze in kumite, losing to the world number 8, who went on to win that division. Now she waltzes into the PKFs and wins both divisions. Now that just does not happen very often within the WKF, that one gets used to standing on the podium with that consistency at that young, as much as this young lady already has. Now I'm not sure what the future has in store for her, but I am super excited to see what she can do in both of those divisions. And I hope that she continues to do both. But we'll have to wait and see. With that, I want to thank you guys for watching another episode of the Traditional Way podcast and your support over the past year. Join me on the next episode where I'll bring you the results from the African Youth Continental Championships. Till then, check out all the great programming and continue to support us on the Martial Arts Center Network. Till next time, guys.